Let's first talk about efficiency. I, for one, want to thank, I'm going to thank him again, but Commissioner Art Rosenfeld, Noah Horowitz from the NRDC. These guys have worked tirelessly to make power supplies and other efficiencies happen in our lifetime here in California. California is leading the way because of change agents like NOAA and change agents like Art Rosenfeld, and Green Plug supports their legislation. We support what the good folks at Energy Star are doing, and we're going to do our best working with our partners in this room to build reference designs and bring to market the most energy efficient, convenient, reusable products this world has ever seen. We're currently crafting language for both Energy Star and EPEAT to include for support of these multi-charging devices. Today there's no support for multi-charging devices. The new Energy Star language front page says single voltage devices. We don't have to do this really, right? We can sneak in the back door. We're unregulated. We don't choose to do that. We want to support what they're doing, and we will continue to do so. The model is broken and needs fixing, and it takes change agents like you guys out there, a true public partnership. It takes PG&E, it takes Walmart, it takes Google, it takes Belkin, it takes iWatt, it takes all of us working together. This isn't a Green Plug standard. There's nothing proprietary about what Green Plug does. We are one change agent on this board, okay? So I told you the story about having 10 people, right? You know, when we started Visa, look, there's 200 people here. This is a heck of a lot better start than I had 20 years ago, let me tell you, right? So the next meeting that we have, we hope to have Intel support. Intel's here today, thank you. Broadcom, Apple, and on and on and on, because the world needs to change. The model is definitely broken. Our technology is just beginning in power supplies. We think that once that digital highway is built, there's applications in lighting, right? I would love to have my house when the sun is out, that my lights dim automatically, and when there's cloud cover, the lights turn on, so I don't have to get up. And our technology provides a foundation for that. We do not build power supplies. You look around this room, you see these signs up there. These are reference designs of possibilities of what our friends like at Belkin can build, what our friends at Philips can build, what our friends at IBM or Apple can build. These are new ideas in a new direction, one connector. So what we do, just quickly, I'm going to just touch on this lightly because Gus is going to really get into the technical bowels, and you techies out there can ask him everything you want. But it's the enablement of, there's code in the client device, and it talks to the power supply. And you have this communication, and many things can be possible. There's no support for multi-charging devices. The new Energy Star language front page says single voltage devices. We don't have to do this really, right? We can sneak in the back door. We're unregulated. We don't choose to do that. We want to support what they're doing, and we will continue to do so. Because of change agents like NOAA and change agents like Art Rosenfeld, and Green Plug supports their legislation. We support what the good folks at Energy Star are doing, and we're going to do our best working with our partners in this room to build reference designs and bring to market the most energy efficient, convenient, reusable products this world has ever seen. But it's the enablement of, there's code in the client device, and it talks to the power supply. And you have this communication, and many things can be possible. It's very simple. Why wasn't it thought of before? I don't know, but it's time to change.
Since its inception, Green Plug has had the goal of bringing 3 benefits to industry: convenience, reusability of power supplies, and best efforts at efficiency. So how do we do this? One word: Green Talk Protocol. Green Talk Protocol is our primary intellectual property. It's at the core of our approach. A Green Talk-enabled power supply is a real-time, dynamically configurable power system that adjusts its output voltage to whatever level the system deems it best for its performance. We're all familiar with the term universal power supply. I mean, and to me, this is a great misnomer. A universal power supply really applies to universality at input voltage. With Green Talk, a power supply becomes a truly universal power supply. Universality by way of its input voltage, but more importantly, universality by way of its output voltage. An important point about this architecture is that from the power supply perspective, it's very much an open architecture. Via our communication that's on the lower section of the architecture, we can configure or apply our approach to virtually any power system that's available today in industry. Another very important aspect of our development has been our power connector. We've discussed that a little bit, or heard a little bit about it this morning. So now we have the makings of a universal power supply. However, we still have a problem. We don't have a way to connect to the electronic devices that they need to power because each one of them uses a different connector. GreenPlug is proposing a standard universal connector, power connector. It's a connector based on the familiar mini USB standard. For an application at low power, mini USB is more than adequate. We feel like we've only just begun to see the possibilities for improvements to the power supply model by way of intelligent communication. Power supplies are analog today and always will be analog. However, there is a huge emerging potential via intelligent digital communication and digital control of power supplies to provide power supply side benefits as well as system side benefits, which will greatly provide some of the elements that I listed here. And we at GreenPlug intend to be at the forefront of this coming wave.
The connector is free. We put it in the public domain. We've worked with our partners. We've spent our money, and the connector is free. The firmware on the client device is free. We give it away, okay? Our business model is such that we make our money on the power supply side. We have a chip that talks to the client device, and that's where we make our money.
But it's really a cost issue, too. I don't know if anybody's talked about that yet today. But USB is very, very inexpensive. It's as low as 50 cents for a matched pair of connectors. So when we make our hybrid connector and add a conductor to it, we're not talking about coming up with a connector that can cost $2 or $3. We're talking about a connector that now is, instead of 20 cents, might be 30 cents. Who can't incorporate that